Welcome to this evening's regular business meeting, Public Hearing Board of School Trustees on June 23rd, 2025. If I'd like to call this meeting to order, if we could all please stand, and Mr. Vassar will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of silence. Thank you. We're going to move to item 2, Board of School Trustees Resolution Accommodation Awards. We have 3 awards tonight. 2.01, Crown Point High School 2024-2025 Academic Super Bowl Team for winning first place in Lake County in the math category of the regional competition, and third place in the state in the math category at the state finals competition. Item 2.02, the Crown Point High School Inklings for receiving the 2023-2024 Hoosier Star Award, the highest award in the state, from the Indiana High School Press Association at the state competition. And item 2.03, Crown Point High School Excalibur Yearbook for receiving the 2023-2024 Hoosier Star Award, the highest award in the state, and first and third place in the Rowena Harvey Awards at the Indiana High School Press Association competition. May I have a motion? So moved by Ms.
Second.
Second by Mr. Angel. Any questions or comments? There being no questions or comments, we'll make a motion for approval. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Nays? The vote carries 5-0. If we could have the Crown Point High School Academic Super Bowl team now enter. Come on in. Let's make sure we get everybody. Got 3. All right, right here. Just square up to the middle. Thank you.
Okay, tonight we are awarding the Crown Point High School 24-25 Academic Super Bowl team for winning first place in Lake County in the math category at the regional area competition and third place in the state of Indiana category at the state finals competition. First, we'd like to call up Coach Jason McGee. And Jason McGee, I've known Jason for a long, long time. One of the best teachers I've ever been associated with. Just a fantastic mathematics teacher. Coach, you want to say anything about your team?
You too. Okay. Do you want me to read the names out?
You just give your little speech and we'll go.
All right. So we got. All right. So this is a special group. This is the highest we finished in math ever. Ridiculously smart students. Not only are they really smart and they think critically, but they challenge themselves to learn like really tough things. And they have the work ethic there. Because at this level, you don't win third place in the entire state if you don't have the smarts plus their work ethic. So they got everything. And it was such a lot of weird topics this year. It was all like college level material that we've never seen before. And they took the challenge upon themselves to like really learn that at an extremely high level right there. And even some of the teams dressed up at state, they're wearing like ugly watermelon tie-dye color t-shirts. And you ask my kids to dress up in the middle of the summertime and look how they show up, man. So we do that in style. But honestly, I could not have chosen a better math team. The 3 students that I was privileged to work with this year, and they got great parents that show up and support them as well. They're just amazingly awesome. I appreciate all of them.
So, Coach, you call the names and I'll hand these out.
We have Catherine Nordyke. And we have Jake Garcia.
Okay, moving to item 2.02, Crown Point High School Inklings for receiving the 2023-2024 Hoosier Star Award. I believe they're represented by Ms. Bianchi tonight, so she may come in. All right, well, congratulations. I want to recognize the Crown Point High School Inklings for receiving the 2023-2024 Hoosier Star Award, the highest award in the state.
Yeah.
From the Indiana High School Press Association at the state competition. I'm going to read the resolution accommodation. The Crown Point School Board of School Trustees is honored to commend the Crown Point High School Inklings newspaper for a meritorious achievement. Be it hereby resolved that the Board of School Trustees for the Crown Point Community School Corporation wishes to express sincere congratulations to the Crown Point High School Inklings newspaper staff for receiving the 23-24 Hoosier Star, the state's highest recognition from the Indiana High School Press Association at the state competition. The Board of School Trustees publicly recognizes this achievement and renders it permanently to its minutes to be preserved for public posterity this 23rd day of June 2025. Congratulations, Mrs. Bianchi, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We're not going to read all the names of the individuals that aren't here, but congratulations to everybody. But if you want to speak a little bit about the experience and say something
sure.
about the year.
Over the last, well, not this past year, let's just start over. This past year, I gained a couple of kids in newspaper, which brought our numbers up to a whopping almost 15. And so when I've got less than 15 students working on a state winning magazine, I tell you right now that they are super hardworking. They're diligent at what they do. They're meticulous in ways that I didn't expect them to be. They continuously just sort of blow my mind, for lack of better phrases. They are a really good group and they gel well together. There's a lot of cohesion in our group, and so without them, this really wouldn't happen, because this is all student-led. So thanks to them, their hard work, their dedication. But they're not here today. They have better things to do. They've got other things to get going. Some of them are working, some of them are out of town and things like that. But
Some are at the beach.
some are at the
not.
beach. I
Yeah,
may
that's
or may
right.
not have seen them. But anyways, yeah, they're a really hardworking, great group of students. And I'm sad to see about 5 of them leave, but I got another 5 coming up. So
Excellent.
that
Well,
works.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you for what you do in leading these students and writing. And I wrote for the yearbook and newspaper, and
Yeah.
so it's made a profound
no
impact
joke.
in my life. So thank you for
Yeah.
what you've done. But congratulations.
Thank you.
If you want to take this with you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have Excalibur come in, the sponsor Lisa Keen come up and join us. All right, let me start by, looks like all ladies. No, sorry, no. Either way, thank you guys for joining us this evening. It's a beautiful day outside, so I appreciate you guys coming in here to accept this commendation. I'm going to start off with reading that for you. So, resolution of commendation. The Crown Point Board of School Trustees is honored to commend the Crown Point High School Excalibur Yearbook for meritorious achievement. Be it hereby resolved that the Board of School Trustees for the Crown Point Community School Corporation wishes to express sincere congratulations to the Crown Point High School Excalibur Yearbook staff for receiving the 2023-24 Hoosier Star Award, the highest award in the state. And is this first through third place? First and third.
First place in the overall for the large school division, but for the Harveys, that's where it's like each little, sports section or writing or photography. We won first, second, and third.
First.
We won several of them.
Okay,
Yeah,
ran the table.
That's like little small things, but the overall, we won the big.
Right. And okay, so then first through third place, Rowena Harvey Awards at the Indiana High School Press Association competition. The Board of School Trustees publicly recognizes this achievement, renders it permanently to its minutes to be preserved for public posterity. dated this 23rd day of June, 2025. Congratulations. I'll ask Ms. Keen to help me out if I have any names. We'll give you guys your commendation awards. Abigail Conway. Madison Duffy. And Brooklyn Gargano. Yes. My cousin's daughter. Elena Hayden. Aiden Nowak. Alyssa Torres. Abigail Besser. Samantha Urin. Samantha Urin. Ama Al-Qada. And sponsor Lisa Keen. Well, Coach, thank you for the updates. As some of them received their accommodation, but anything you'd like to share to wrap up the experience that they may have had? Or? Congratulations. You guys stay for a picture.
Okay, we're gonna move on to item 2.04, probably the most in 2.04. The 2.04 accommodation. That's okay. The most important accommodation tonight. So we want to recognize Mr. James Hardman for his 29 years of service and dedication, exemplary service as an administrator for the Crown Point Community School Corporation. May I have a motion? So moved. Moved by Mr. Angel, second by Ms. Bazin. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. And the ayes carry 5-0. Mr. Angel is going to present Mr. Hardman. Mr. Hardman, if you can come up.
I know you've heard a million of these, but it's justified to read you one that actually has your name for your 29 years of service. Resolution of commendation. The Crown Point Board of School Trustees is honored to commend Mr. James Hardman. Be it hereby resolved that the Board of School Trustees for the Crown Point Community School Corporation, faculty, staff, and students wish to express sincere appreciation to Mr. James Hardman for his 29 years of dedication and exemplary service as an administrator of the Crown Point Community School Corporation. The Board of School Trustees publicly recognizes this achievement and renders it permanently to its minutes to be preserved for public posterity dated this 23rd day of June, 2025. Jim, on behalf of the board, the administrators, congratulations. We got a token of gift. I'm not gonna make you open it, but if you want to say a few words.
It has truly been an honor to serve Crown Point Community School Corporation these 29 years. It's hard to believe that it's been 29 years with coming here in 1996, and the community has always been so supportive. School board has always been supportive. The administrators I've been able to work with, the teachers, the children, especially when I was at the high school. That was probably the toughest decision to come to central office, is when I was principal and was asked to come, and denied it 4 times before I came, because you're just getting to know the students. But it was a fantastic opportunity to come to central office and indirectly impact many students in the community. So I appreciate all of you, the opportunities that all of you have given to me, and I wish the very best to each of you.
If I could just add real quick, I just want to say a little something to Mr. Hardman before the photo, but I just want to say thank you to for your service, Mr. Hardman. I know when we had a transition of superintendents and we went through a change, you were the first to jump in and say, I'll do whatever it takes to help your school corporation. I've always felt that's been your mentality since I've known you and I've been on the board, which is, what can I do to benefit our corporation, our students? And you've always been willing to serve in that capacity. And I think it says a lot about you, your commitment to what you do. When I first came on the board, you were willing to share information with me when I knew nothing about anything. I'm not sure I know much more now, but I do know you were always there to be a resource. So I appreciate it, and I see how people interact with you and how professional you are. You've always been a professional. So hopefully you enjoy the retirement, you enjoy the next stage of life, but thank you for what you've done.
Can I chime in with one more thing? So kind of speaking to anything that's ever needed, a man of many hats. My favorite being the Mr. I-Step hat, which is a true throwback because we don't even call the test I-Step anymore. So from my days dating back 17 years, I've known you as everything from Mr. I-Step to the data guy to the math bowl guy. Spell Bowl, I think, was even, you were emceeing all of those events, to even having the opportunity to serve on a curriculum selection committee with you. And so thank you truly for your service, not just in the role you're in today, or the one that I saw you in when I first came. Obviously it dates way back beyond that, but it's really been a wonderful service to the community. So thank you so much for your 29 years.
Can we go off script, Diana? I'm going to put the pressure on you. I would like to have Sabrina and Nick and Diana and the board and superintendent and Artie and Matt, and can you guys all join me for the picture instead of going off to the side and getting and hiding yourself?
Moving on to item 3.01, suspend regular meeting and open the public hearing for additional appropriation. May I have a motion? Moved by Ms. Basin. Second by Mr. Warnick. All in favor to suspend the meeting and move to the, open the public hearing on additional appropriation, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? And the vote carries 5-0. 3.02, additional appropriation, Mr. Reese.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. As required by statute, the notice for this public hearing was placed in the newspaper on June 13th, 10 days prior to this hearing tonight. With that, the hearing is regarding the additional appropriation of the rainy day fund and the operations fund. This is the hearing that's required publicly before you would take action on that appropriation.
Thank you, Mr. Reese. Are there any patrons' comments tonight on under 3.03? I don't believe there are on this particular issue. Moving on to item 3.04, resolution number 862, rainy day and operations fund, additional appropriation. Back to you, Mr. Reese.
Thank you. Included in our 2024 budget was an appropriation of the rainy day fund for $14 million to complete the projects that were ongoing since 2021. Through the course of 2024, we recognized that we were not going to require the full amount of $14 million. And in fact, no dollars were spent in 2024 from the rainy day fund for the project. So with that, we let the appropriation die on December 31st. With that, we now need to reappropriate that money. However, in reviewing the budget and the expenditures as we're coming to a close in that project, we've recognized we're only going to require $10 million instead of the $14 million, thereby leaving the additional $4 million in the rainy day fund. That's the first part of the appropriation. The second part of the appropriation is $1 million in the operations fund. We were successful in our investments as we went through, and as you can imagine, with the interest rates we borrowed at and then the interest rates we earned through the course of the project, we earned the maximum amount and a little bit more, not just a little bit, but a lot more than we were allowed to keep. So the IRS, the U.S. Treasury, only allows you to keep essentially what you pay in interest for those bonds. So with that, we owe back through the arbitrage rebate calculation just shy of $1 million. Therefore, we require $1 million worth of appropriation in the operations fund to pay that back. It's being funded. There were some funds remaining from the 2000 high school bonds that were reimbursed as we paid off those bonds in December of 2024. That money was rebated back to the school corporation and placed in the operations fund. That $2 million, a portion of that, about $1 million, is being used to pay back the arbitrage that we owe back to the U.S. Treasury. So that's the explanation.
Yes.
So with that, we recommend approval of resolution 862, the rainy day fund additional appropriation of $10 million and $1 million in the operations fund.
Thank you, Mr. Reese. You heard a recommendation of the administration to the Board of School Trustees to approve resolution number 862, an additional appropriation in the rainy day fund in the amount of $10 million and $1 million in the operations fund. And I would request a waiver of the reading of resolution 862 as well. May I have a motion?
So moved and waive the reading.
Thank you. Moved by Mr. Angel, second by Ms. Basin. Are there any questions or comments? There being no questions or comments, we'll move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. Vote carries 5-0. Moving to item 3.05, close the public hearing, resume regular meeting. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. So moved by Mr. Angel and seconded by Mr. Vassar. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. The vote carries 5-0 to close the public hearing and resume regular meeting. Thank you. We'll move to item 4.01, patrons registered to comment on educational issues. Tonight we have two individuals registered to comment. May I ask Jamie Ladone, I believe, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Ladon. It was 50-50. I apologize, Ms. Ladon. Well, I don't know if I'm better or worse than that, but thank you for being here. As you're handing out your materials, I just want to set forth the process for our public comments. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. At the 30-second mark, we'll give you, Ms. Basin will give you a notice that time is almost up, okay?
You'll have to excuse me, I am a little nervous, but
That's okay.
my name is Jamie Ladon, and I am the regional manager with International Student Exchange. In addition, here with me tonight is our regional advisor, Erica Favela out of Griffith, our area representative, Trina Quinn out of Chesterton, and our potential host family, Tara Johnston out of Crown Point. We are here tonight to reestablish a relationship with Crown Point High School and to seek the approval for the placement of an exchange student with the Johnston family. International Student Exchange, we're a nonprofit organization bringing international students here on a J-1 visa. We've been around for over 40 years and have had over 30,000 successful exchange programs. 25 of those students attended Crown Point from 2007 to 2020 when COVID shut us down. We have not been able to we have not had a student at Crown Point since that time. However, we've had many people in the community reach out to us wanting to host. And for some reason or another, the school wasn't able to accept. So we're looking to reestablish that relationship with Crown Point High School, and we're seeking the approval for placing an exchange student with the Johnston family. They would like to host Pablo, which I believe is on your folder, the front of your folder. Pablo is he'll be 15 in 2 days. He's a 15-year-old male from Spain. He's a straight A student and almost a near perfect ELTA score. The highest score you can get is 800, and he's at 780. So he is very good English with high marks from his teachers, sharing that information too. He would be a great asset to any school, any host family, and for the community. Student exchange is something that I'm very passionate about. In addition to my field staff, I myself, 13 years ago, I started out as a host family. I became an area representative. I worked my way up to a regional advisor, and then I became a manager. My family and I, we've hosted 18 students over the years. Erica Favela was one of my host families who then became a regional advisor. Her family is getting their 7th and 8th student this month, in August, this year. Trina Quinn also was a host family who is now an area representative, and she has hosted 32 students over the years. Okay. So, as you can see, we have a lot of experience, knowledge. We also have our headquarters based out of New York, where we have a full student service team to advise us and help us should we need their assistance. They are off hours. We have a 1-800 number. And we would just like to help the Johnston family have this great, amazing experience that we've all experienced, and we are seeking approval of that student placement.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have another registered individual, prepared to comment, Tara Johnson.
Hello, everybody. I know a lot of you. It's good to be, and Coach Vassar, do you remember me? He was my track coach at Lake Central. So anyway, I've reached out to Principal Marcinek. He's been very receptive. So is Miss Sikora. And ever since at Lake Central, we had exchange students all the time. And one of the most memorable ones was an individual named Manuel Cabrelas. I don't know if he ran track, but he did run cross country. But it was really cool. He was from Mexico, and the community totally embraced him. We took him to our lake house. First time he ever jet skied. We took him water skiing, tubing. He was like having the time of his life. So anyway, I know that through experience, it's a unique way for students and families in our district to learn about another culture. And I know a lot of families don't have the opportunity to, travel overseas and, really engage in another culture. And this is like one of the most organic ways to do this. And I'm sorry, I'm shaky. I'm not, my asthma is very bad. So I'm like hopped up on a lot of, steroids. And I just took my inhaler because I'm having a hard time breathing. So I am not super nervous. I'm just having a hard time breathing. Anyway, so I just think it's, a unique way to build empathy, understanding, and global awareness, right here in Crown Point. And Crown Point is such a great community. And a lot of these kids with exchange students are like, I want to go to New York. I want to go, to Los Angeles. I want to go to Arizona. But, I wouldn't say that Indiana's the top on the list, but it kind of is now because the Pacers were so wonderful this year in basketball. And this kid really loves the Celtics. So, we already planned to take him to Boston to a Celtics game. We have 2 trips to Mexico planned, a Hollywood trip planned. So we want to take him everywhere, and we want to do it, home base, Crown Point, Indiana, and just show him what this country's like in a unique way, the Johnston way. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for all those that were registered for comment tonight. We're unfortunately not able to take any action on any items you present or any discussion you have, but we did hear your comments, and I'm sure the administration can be in touch with you, okay? Thank you. Moving on to item 5.01, the consent agenda. Dr. Terrell?
Thank you. For your consideration this evening, we have 5.01, which is the executive session minutes from 5/19, the regular business meeting minutes from 5/19 as well, and then also the executive session meetings from 5/29. 5.02, the personnel agenda, and then 5.03, the voucher registered checks as listed.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation of the administration to approve the consent agenda, item 5.01, the executive session minutes of May 19th, 2025, the May 19th, 2025 regular business meeting public hearing minutes, and the May 29th, 2025 executive session minutes. Item 5.02, the personal agenda, and item 5.03, voucher registered checks 176582 to 176959, and vouchers number 304088 to 304930. May I have a motion? So moved by Mr. Angel and seconded by Ms. Basin. Are there any questions or comments?
Yes, as far as the personnel agenda, it's on here, not in agreement with some of the processes. Therefore, I will be voting in the negative on this, Mr. Sewell.
Thank you, Mr. Vassar. Your comments are noted. Any other questions or comments? As to the consent agenda, we'll move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. The vote carries 4-1 with Mr. Vassar dissenting. Thank you. We'll move to action item 6.01, approval to apply for and receive funding from the Challenger Center grant. Mr. Hartman.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. President. This evening, I bring to you again annually. This is a grant that we have been coming to you with for our students in 5th grade to attend the Challenger Center. This year we're coming again, and the Challenger Center grant is, we don't know the amount, but we know that the Challenger Center, they are working with the businesses for contributions, and then once that ends, we do get notification, and it offsets the cost of the different types of activities that our students participate in. They do a mission control, a space station. That's part of the experience that our students have, and they also will participate in a science lab. So this year, again, we're seeking your approval to apply for and receive the funding from the Challenger Columbia grant for our 5th grade students to attend the Challenger Center in the 25-26 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Hardman. You heard the recommendation of the administration for approval to apply for and receive funding from the Challenger Columbia grant to support 5th grade students' attendance at the Challenger Learning Center during the 2025 and 2026 school year. May I have a motion?
Motion.
So moved by Mr. Vassar. And second by Ms. Warney. Are there any questions or comments?
I know, Jim, that we both, the Challenger Center's been on some lean times in the past, and I'm glad to hear that they're back up and running. And I certainly, it's such a neat place, and it's good for the kids. And I really hope that the businesses that can provide endowments to them continue to do so. So I hope it works out.
Thank you, Tim.
Any other questions or comments? There being no further questions or comments, we'll move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay? The vote carries 5-0. Item 6.02, approval to apply for and receive the Indiana Department of Education High Ability Grant. Back to you, Mr. Hartman.
Yes, again, this is an annual grant that is provided by the state of Indiana. The amount this year is $87,657, and this is an increase of $11,000 from the previous year. Much of that has been dedicated toward the identification process for the students. There is a mandatory amount that you must target identification. We do identification through cognitive reasoning tests as well as iLearn testing that we have. And so the money really helps to offset the cost for those things to occur. The remaining money does enhance our programming for our students. It allows us to pay the salary of one of our high ability teachers, as well as bring in another interventionist to help support the students at the elementary, as well as their consultation with middle and high school students as needed. So this evening, seeking your approval to apply for and receive the funding from the Indiana Department of Education High Ability Grant in the amount of $87,657.
Thank you, Mr. Hardman. You heard the recommendation of the administration for approval to be granted to apply for and receive funding from the Indiana Department of Education High Ability Grant in the amount of $87,657. May I have a motion? So moved by Ms. Basil. Second by Mr. Vassar. Are there any questions or comments? There being no questions or comments, we'll move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay? The vote carries 5-0. Moving to item 6.03, federal title grants pre-application. Back to you, Mr. Hart.
The title of this is a pre-application. As we do submit a pre-application, it's to provide the opportunity for us to describe the programming and how the funds will be used. And the funds I'm talking about are the federal grants that come through. This would be our Title I, Title II, Title III, and Title IV. Each of those grants. Title I is targeting students' achievement, at-risk students and their achievement. If you look at Title II, that is approximately $155,000 will be for professional development. Title III is for our English learners, and then Title IV is more broad opportunities for us to use it in many different ways that are necessary as we work through the curriculum instruction and determine what our needs are. I would comment on the Title I-C. We work with the organization for the migrants out of South Bend, Indiana, and so that's where the money goes directly. We don't see that money if we would apply for it, but just recently we did have a student that was they actually came from South Bend to meet with parents and to meet with the student and just support them. We do support homeless students also through Title I. And we do work with Artie in order to provide opportunities for transportation and materials and support for homeless students through that. So this evening, this is an authorization. You're not approving a grant. This is just authorization for the pre-application to be submitted. The grant funds will be coming. We'll be getting the allocations, and then the actual grant allocations and your approval to apply for and receive those funds will be coming later this summer.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. Hartman. You heard the recommendation of the administration for authorization to file the 2025-2026 pre-application as the first step to complete and submit applications for federal 2025-2026 title grants, 1A, 1C, 2A, 3A, and 4A. May I have a motion? So moved by Mr. Angel. Second by Mr. Vassar. He was louder, so we'll give it to him. All right. Any questions or comments? All right. Move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. Vote carries 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Hartman. Item 6.04, textbook and resource adoption, elementary. Dr. Kachina.
Thank you, Mr. President and board members. For your consideration this evening is a resource adoption for our 7 elementary schools. The resource listed would support our elementary schools' reinforcement of reading instruction and family engagement. Really just trying to build a community of readers through the one district, one book style approach. We had a lot of success with this past year, combining all the schools together and all 7 schools settling on one title. We're looking forward to doing this again next school year. You'll note the title is listed there, but I'm purposely not saying it because I'm sure everyone watching on YouTube I don't want to spoil the surprise for them. So, happy to answer any questions. The recommendation of the administration is for the school board to approve this adoption for use during the 2025-2026 school year.
Good thing you said something.
Yeah.
It was gonna come out, so. You heard the administration recommendation, for the school board to approve the textbook or resource adoption for use during the 2025-2026 school year. May I have a motion? So moved by Ms. Basin. Second by Mr. Warning. All right, any questions or comments?
I just want to say thank you for continuing to do this. This is one of my favorite things and the only thing that gets my girls doing anything academic together or reading together. So our family very much enjoys it. So thank you for your continued efforts here.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm joking about the title reveal, but it is a big deal. Like being in these gyms when they reveal the title, these kids are like up and cheering. It is very cool to see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anything else? All right, we'll move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. The vote carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Katrina. Item 6.05, disposition of obsolete curricular materials. Mrs. Ramirez.
Thank you, Mr. President and board members. Tonight, I am here to request the disposal of curricular materials listed in the most economical manner that meets the requirements of Administrative Guideline 7310, which may include sale, donation, or deeming it worthless and disposing of it as normal refuse. These titles that are listed here are now obsolete as we have adopted a new curriculum, and given our goals of aligned curricular experience at both of our middle schools will no longer be taught, so we will pursue opportunities that we have through our curricular material specialist and our media library coordinator to see if these can be donated and or purchased, and if not, then of course we will also be able to give those to families if they are interested in taking these books home, assuming the board's approval of this request. So the recommendation is that the School Board of Trustees authorize the administration to dispose of the curricular materials listed in the most economical manner that meets the requirements of the Administrative Guideline 7310, again, which may include sale, donation, or deeming it worthless and disposing of it as normal refuse.
Thank you, Mrs. Ramirez. You heard the recommendation from the administration that the Board of School Trustees authorize the administration to dispose of the curricular materials listed in the most economical manner that best meets the requirements of Administrative Guideline 7310, which may include sale, donation, or deeming it worthless and disposing of it as normal refuse. May I have a motion? So moved by Mr. Angel and seconded by Mr. Vassar. Are there any questions or comments?
Mr. Rear, thank you so much, by the way. I want to publicly thank you for giving me those math
Oh, sure.
books. Can I get the same deal on these?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, because these are all great books.
Okay.
These are all books that were formerly, Mr. Kachina came up and pushed them through the school corporation. Now we're disposing them. I'm kidding. Just following up. It was a joke, sorry. Very dry sense of humor. All right. Any other questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. And the vote carries 5-0. 6.06, textbook and resource adoption, secondary, Mrs. Ramirez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am here tonight to ask that the board approve the adoption of the following textbook resources, which would support our industrial technology program at Crown Point High School, as well as our music program at the middle school. And the resources are listed here. These would begin being used in 25-26, assuming that the board is supportive of the purchase. And so it is my recommendation that the school board approve these curricular resources for adoption for use, again, beginning in the 25-26 school year.
Thank you, Mrs. Ramirez. You heard the recommendation of the administration that the school board approve these curricular resources for adoption for use beginning in 2025 and 2026. May I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Vassar, second by Ms. Basin. Are there any questions or comments?
Question, do you know, Mrs. Ramirez, on the carpentry trainee guide?
Yep.
On the capstone project, do you know, is this done at all in conjunction with the Carpenters Union?
So what the students do for this is they will be getting both their Ivy Tech dual credits and then they are able to earn a career technical certificate. The career technical certificate that they're able to earn is considered a short-term certification and is valued at approximately $3,300.
Does it, this would certainly help them though,
Mhm.
to move right into the
Certainly,
trade.
yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay? Vote carries 5-0. Thank, 6.07, textbook and resource purchase. Back to you, Mrs. Ramirez.
Thank you, Mr. President and board members. Given the approval for the adoption, I am now here to request the purchase of the Carpentry Trainee Guide Level 3 for use beginning in 25-26 at a cost of $1,122.59, and the Habits of a Successful Middle School Musician for use with 7th grade band. Those costs are listed here. We will be able to determine the exact number for the middle school once we have enrollment in the fall. Those don't get purchased until we know which students are going to be in that band group. So the recommendation tonight is for the purchase again of Carpentry Trainee Guide Level 3, a class set for use beginning in 25-26 at a cost of $1,122.59, and the Habits of a Successful Middle School Musician with costs being determined in the fall of 25 based on number of students.
Thank you, Mrs. Ramirez. You heard the recommendation of the administration for the purchase of Carpentry Trainee Guide Level 3 class set for use beginning in 2025-2026 at $1,122.59, and the Habits of a Successful Middle School Musician with costs being determined in the fall of 2025 based on the number of students. May I have a motion? So moved by Ms. Bazin. Second by Mr. Angel. Any questions or comments? There being no question or comments, we'll move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. Vote carries 5-0. Thank you, Mrs. Ramirez. Item 6.08, Milestone Therapy LLD, 2025-2026 contract for physical therapy services. Mr. Gianfermi.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. In your board pack is a copy of a proposed contract with Milestone Therapy to provide physical therapy evaluations and related services as are required by the state and federal special education laws for the 25-26 school year. This contract's pretty extensive. It includes student evaluations and reports, direct physical therapy services, supervision of physical therapy assistance, progress monitoring, attendance at IEP meetings, and Medicaid billing. Currently, we have 55 students, pre to 18 to 22-year-olds that are receiving services through Milestone Therapy, who we've been with for quite a while now. The administration recommends the school board approve the contract with Milestones Therapy LLC to provide IEP required physical therapy evaluations and services for the 25-26 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Gianfermi. You heard the recommendation of the administration that the school board approve the contract with Milestone Therapy LLC to provide IEP required physical therapy evaluations and services for the 2025-26 school year. May I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Vassar. Second by Mr. Warney. Any questions or comments? Mr. Gianfermi, the only question I would have is Milestone Therapy, is that an LLC or a organization we've used in the past? And
Yes.
we're familiar with it?
Yes, we've been with them for several years now.
All right, thank you for clarifying. Any other questions or comments? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. Vote carries 5-0. 6.09, handbook revisions and additions. Mr. Akiwa.
Thank you, Mr. President and board members. The Crown Point Community School Corporation building leadership have been working on updating all student handbooks to accommodate for any directory and local adjustments. Excuse me, students access the appropriate handbooks on their Buzz accounts. They also take they have discussions, quizzes, they highlight things in their resource periods to start the school year. The issue this evening is we would like to update our handbooks for the 25-26 school year in time to get them online for registration. The majority of adjustments will be directory corrections with updated names, contacts, and basic information. However, there are particular changes worth noting. They can be found in a summary sheet for the elementary and preschool handbooks, and inside the documents itself for the middle and high school handbooks. You'll see highlighted areas there for the middle and high school handbooks. You just hover over them, you can just see the new language there. What we're hoping to achieve this evening is waive the readings for the handbooks and get them approved so we can get them published and online. I'll probably leave you with a little bit of a heads up here that with the state constantly examining the attendance policy, we think there may be some new language coming out that we may have to kind of bring these back to you with a tweak in July or August once we have a firm idea of what that's going to look like. So this evening, we are requesting that the board waive the readings and accept the handbooks so we can publish them for the 25-26 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Kiwa. You've heard the recommendation of the administration to waive the reading of the handbooks and approve the handbooks with suggested additions and adjustments. May I have a motion? So moved by Ms. Basin. Second. Second by Mr. Angel. Are there any questions or comments? The only question I have, Mr. Kiwa, would be, how do we determine which changes are made to handbooks? If you could speak just in general.
Yes, building leadership along with our curriculum leadership team, they meet starting early in the spring to kind of go over the language. We actually also put it out there so teachers can take a look at it. So they will go ahead and make their suggestions back. We take everything in consideration and come up with a final draft. Our target is usually at this time, June, for this particular purpose. So it's a collaborative process in each building site at each level. Preschool, elementary, middle, and high school to make these adjustments annually. Not to mention state law, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Board policy play a part in that too? If the policies change, you have to, same thing.
Correct.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? All right. If there's no question or comments, we'll move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. Vote carries 5-0. 6.10, policy revisions and additions approval. Mr. Kiwa.
Thank you, Mr. President and board members. In a similar fashion as we prepare for registration, we would like to update our board policy language for residency verification and transfer students. This language is basically being moved from Neola language to ISBA language. The policies themselves are they're not changing. It's just the updated format. So once again, we can get these published as well for registration for the 2025, for the typo there, 26 school year. So again, similar to the handbooks, we're looking to waive the readings for these two particular policies so we can get them updated with ISBA language and approve these policies this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Kiwa. You heard the recommendation of administration to waive the reading of the policies and approve with the updated ISBA language. May I have a motion? So moved by Mr. Angel. Second by Mr. Warney. Are there any questions or comments? With there being no questions or comments, we'll move to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. The vote carries 5-0. Moving on to item 7.01, superintendent's discussion groups. Mr. Angel, would you like to kick us off?
Absolutely, we have not touched base with each other. We have nothing going forward.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Vassar, anything from Crown Point?
The Crown Point's always meeting. We had a meeting last week. The only thing to pass along is they signed off on their annual TIF resolution. So if you'd like to see those, I have those with me.
Okay, thank you. And, Ms. Baker?
I was out of town.
School letter from Ms. Buffalo, and she so she keeps him informed and appreciates that, and he applauded the drug it's the Indies what that the department does
Mini Indy.
yes.
Thank you. Moving on to item 7.02, Director Grants Assessments. Mr. Hardman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last month, we brought to you the digital learning grant for $45,000, and that was a competitive grant. And I'm pleased to acknowledge this meeting that we did receive that grant. And that grant was to help us support the artificial intelligence as we move through this. And we use Magic School. That's what the funds are used to purchase. And within that, as I mentioned last time, the development of our staff and our students and the use of AI in an ethical a way of enhancing critical thought and their work in school is really our aim and our goal through the grant that we did receive. So it's good that we were able to do that. Being my final meeting here, I did want to just tell you again, thank you for all of your support, all the work that you do, all the work that's done in the school corporation, teachers, staff, parents, students, and it is my prayer that for each member of our school community that they will be guided by wisdom and discernment. They will have favor and have peace, and that's my desire for all of you. So thank you again. Thank you so much for the opportunity that has been provided to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hartman. Well said. Appreciate the prayers. We can use all the prayers we can get, so thank you for saying that. Director at 7.03, Director of Elementary Education, Dr. Kachina.
Thank you, Mr. President and board members. This summer, we have planned and implemented summer school with a new approach. With the iRead changes, we've really prioritized small group instruction this summer for our second and third grade students in the area of reading. Throughout the month of June, we've had about 30 elementary school teachers working with very small groups of students on their specific and unique needs. Feedback has been really positive, from teachers and from students and families so far. Just want to thank our elementary school leaders and teachers who have been involved with summer school and our families, because this has been something new. New is not always easy, but I think everyone has embraced the new model, and just a lot of work has gone into making sure that our adjustments and our plans with the iRead legislative changes this year have gone well. So just want to commend everyone who's worked on behalf of our students for their growth and their success as readers, because that some changes the state makes don't impact students like directly, but some changes do. And this iRead, these changes have created a lot of pressure on second graders and third graders. And I just really appreciate our teachers and principals and paras and interventionists who have worked together throughout this year, but especially here in June also to help our students be successful. We've really prioritized communication. Probably hundreds and hundreds of parent phone calls have happened between our principals and second and third grade teachers and our second and third grade families this year. A lot of letters going home. We've really tried to communicate because these are big changes happening, but just wanted to thank everyone and especially thank our students for adapting to these changes. Finally tonight, just want to thank Mr. Hardman. Had the pleasure of working with Mr. Hardman for about 15 years now when I was a teacher at Crown Point High School in various ways with Mr. Hardman. Just always appreciated your professionalism, your steadfast commitment to our students, and you're going to be missed, Jim. Thanks.
Well said, Dr. Kachina. Thank you. Moving on to item 7.04, Director of Secondary Education, Mrs. Ramirez.
Thank you, Mr. President and board members. Tonight, I would just like to take a few minutes to thank Mike Depta and the CPHS administrative team, as well as all of the people that are responsible for a successful graduation ceremony. It is no small undertaking. There are so many details that start kind of coming to fruition months in advance. There's a lot of planning, a lot of communication, and unfortunately, weather has just not been on our side the past couple of years, but a very successful celebration and accomplishment of all of the work that has been done from kindergarten through graduation. It's truly a representation of Crown Point Community School Corporation, and I really want to thank them and all who participated, including our students, of course, their families, and our teachers, staff members who were there. I'd also like to take just a few minutes to thank our ELA and math teachers at the middle school level with our new curricular adoptions that will be implemented next year. We've had teachers in for work sessions this summer to make sure that they are aligning, preparing, and collaborating. So those have been really important days for us to use this summer, and I'm greatly appreciative of all of their work and their collaboration. I also want to thank Lynn Alkire at the high school and the school board for your support of our certified nurses nursing aid program, the CNA program at the high school. This was the first year for the CNA program, and this is really through the vision of Lynn looking for pathways for our students as well as opportunities for our students to explore potential careers. And we did have 8 students who were enrolled in this course, and all of them passed their certification. So we have 8 certified CNAs. So that is really an exciting accomplishment, especially for year one. So I also thank Lindsay Gonzalez, who is the teacher of that class. But thank you guys for your support of the vision of really providing all of the great opportunities that we are able to do here in Crown Point Community School Corporation. And lastly, I would just like to as well thank Jim Hartman for really his leadership and all that he has modeled. He is just, I can't thank him enough for the way that he has poise. He doesn't get stressed out under stressful situations. He always keeps a professional demeanor. He is kind. He is just a good human being. And I think that that is something that we all aspire to be on a daily basis. He has modeled that every day that I have worked with him. And so I admire the vision he has set forth, all of the hard work that he really does not ask anybody to do anything that he would not do. He gets in there, he gets things figured out. He is a problem solver, and it has really just been very rewarding for me personally to be able to have worked with Jim, and I wish Jim all the best with his family and figuring out what their trips are going to look like and spending time doing whatever it is that he wants to do. And I just appreciate, again, Jim, always your patience, your honesty, and always working to help me get better and to learn more. So thank you. That's it.
Well said, Ms. Williams. Thank you. Item 7.05, Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Gene Fermi.
Yeah, just I'd like to mention a little bit more about summer school and thank the curricular team and the administrators that have worked on. This is a way different approach to summer school than we've ever had before. And the hectic stressfulness of starting school after school ends has really been taken out of the equation, and we can really work on giving kids what they need in the summer, like working on literacy for our 2nd and 3rd graders. Our middle schoolers later on in the summer will have a jump start. Our high school is much more calm. We don't have 700 kids on campus right now. So sometimes you take a chance, and so far so good with that. But the team coming around and working out some of the things that, again, the state, passed down to us on how would you fund this? We're not going to fund it as much. So it really has turned out really on a positive turn for us. And then, of course, there's been a lot said about Jim today. And I had a moment to talk about Mr. Hartman at his retirement breakfast. And there's so many things that he's done. His impact on the school corporation and really the quality programs that we've offered over the years. Jim has been right there leading and guiding and collaborating with people to create those programs. Millions of dollars of funding through grants, opening doors for innovation in the classroom with Chromebooks, for an example, one-to-one learning for our students, updated curriculums, professional development for teachers and for administrators, all the things that he's done working with parents and students that I've watched him do over the years. So kind of one sentence, I try to think of that. You always brought wisdom, precision, and integrity to everything you've done for Crown Point Schools, Jim. And we really admire you for that. So I just wish that your retirement brings you joy, peace, and, a lot of new adventures for you and Melanie. And you will be missed for sure. Thank you, Jim.
Well said, Mr. Giaffermi. 7.06, Chief Human Resource Officer, Mr. Q.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. From the HR side, I just want to go ahead and thank Jean Lang, Renee Rich, Mary Hertz, LaWanda Duvall. We've been working to set up some new software for our employees for professional development, professional learning, tracking tutorials that we take, sort of a dashboard, if you will, on their experiences. We're getting ready to launch this here the next year, in addition to our what we hope to be our new online evaluation system. So I just want to thank them for their kind of tireless and tedious work behind the scenes to get some of this back end set up. But I have to say a comment about Jim. I mean, I've been with you, Jim, the whole run, right? And let's I know I've talked here at a couple of our functions, but and some of this may not mean anything to you, but I mean, going back to the old building in 96, I was there with Jim when we closed campus for lunches. I was there with Jim when we had something called Vision Athena, which was the first distance learning massive satellite dish that they attached to the old high school. Those of you that remember that. The birth of school improvement plans back in the day, which was a joy to launch back then. Writing prompts, right, Jim? Jim Hardman produced writing prompts and things to gather data for us. And then obviously moving into our new location, and we've just seen a lot of change, seen a lot of growth, and honestly, Jim, his contributions have helped us evolve to when we first came here. Crown Point really was not viewed as the destination school community that it is now. But Jim, thanks for all of your wonderful efforts to really be a leader in that transformation, and that evolution. And just thanks for being there for me, for all the different roles that I've played in the school corporation. Too many adjectives like have been used, all accurate. But I mean, you remember those that are in your life that are truly just a class act on all levels. Jim Hardman is just that. Out of all the places I've worked and been, and folks that have been around, Jim, just thank you for being that type of human being for me and all of us. And best wishes to you and your family.
Well said, Mr. Kiwa. 7.07, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Reese.
Thank you. I'm going to follow on the Jim Hardman train tonight. I can honestly say that some of the most rewarding work I've done in public education was with Jim. The strategic plan that he crafted and we figured out a way to fund is really rewarding for me to see what has become of all this. So Jim, thank you and best of wishes.
Thank you, Mr. Reese. 7.08, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Turo.
Well, let me continue the theme that's going on. It was already mentioned that when the transition from one superintendent to the next one, that Jim played a crucial role in that. And I can tell you that as I came in, Jim was a resource, was supportive. But many don't know, as we went through and reorganized everything and upset the apple cart at the administration and central office level, Jim has been asked to fill in different roles and has done that quite well and has really set the expectation high. And Jim, I wish you nothing but the best. Jim is what we all aspire to get to. He's retiring while he's healthy enough to enjoy that and enjoy his family and traveling. And so, Jim, kudos and thank you, and we wish you nothing but the best. With that being said, let me also take the opportunity to introduce to you officially Diana Smith, who is sitting here in the shadow of Jim Hardman thinking, oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into? Diana has had the opportunity to work with Jim last week and again this week, so that he can really help her get acclimated to the role as she comes in. And Diana, we welcome you and look forward to many years working with you as well. Let me also echo the graduation thing. And the aspect I want to come from is our community and our parents. We're 3 out of 4 in moving our graduation date from the original date to the rain date, going back over the last 4 years. But our community just rolls with it. We don't hear a lot of the grumbling. I'm sure there's some out there. But again, if you were paying attention to the weather the original night compared to the rain date, it was a great decision to move it to that second night. So we appreciate all that setup that takes place with that. Almost 800 chairs are set up on the football field. The night before is where 2 nights before, the night before the original date, we're at the softball, would it have been regional championship game, I believe it was, and we look out on that field and there was 10 chairs sitting upright. So our maintenance guys had to go back out and do all of the setup for that. So we appreciate them and their diligent work as well. Lastly, just want to congratulate our softball team. for their state championship run. Our girls were amazing. Went down Friday night, got in the first inning and got into the beginning of the second inning. Rain moved in. We sat in that parking lot for an hour and a half watching the Pacers play in the car while the rain was coming down, only to have them say, "We're not doing this. We'll come back tomorrow and do it again." Came back on Saturday. The mental toughness that they exhibited and just the way they represented our school district, our community, was amazing. And so congratulations to all involved with that.
Thank you, Dr. Terrell. Item 8.01, other business of the board. Anybody have anything this evening? Think of anything? All right. I think there's probably no better time to ask. I have to ask this, Mr. Hardman. I've always wanted to ask you since I've been on the board. Have you always had a mustache? Always. That's amazing. Really, it's truly amazing. It's fantastic.
Next question. Every day you worked at Crown Point, you wear a white shirt?
This one.
The Vassars have supplied Jim with many colored dress shirts over the years. Mhm. Yep.
I might jump in here too and say something that you guys may not realize is Jim and I have a connection that goes back to East Central Indiana, and that Jim coached football with my father-in-law back in the day. And actually, he and his wife came to my in-laws' house for dinner when Kirsty, my wife, was probably middle school or maybe a little bit younger. And I didn't realize that until he was introducing me to the administrators the very first week I was here. I was like, "What? Hang on, Newcastle? How does?" And had spent time in Richmond as well. So, fried chicken. I need to ask her to do that again sometime.
NCC conference, right?
There you go.
I'm pretty confident in saying no one wears a white shirt better than you, and no one wears a mustache better than you. You sport it well. So, item 9.01, board statements of appreciation and recognition. Start with Mr. Warnick.
First, graduation, 1 hour and 32 minutes for 740 some kids. And I can honestly admit, we won't mention names, the longest speech by a teacher I've ever heard in my 20 years of attending a graduation, but that's for a whole other time. And I will just say this on that. I always, as you guys know, like to speak off the cuff, but if it's gonna be longer than 2 or 3 minutes, I gotta have my talking points to make sure I don't miss or do something. When I saw the individual roll up the speech, I just said, wow. I just said this could be trouble, knowing that you have all your thoughts going, all your thoughts, you're in front of 8,000 people. So, but once again, the message got across just a little longer, I think everybody wanted. So I will give a shout out to our softball state title, second one now in 8 years. A baseball team that beat a state-ranked Lake Central and then lost to a state-ranked Valparaiso that went on to win the state title. So as much as it was disappointing to lose in the regional, I mean, when you lose to the eventual state title, you do have a little consolation saying, well, we did lose to the best. And that individual shut out 2 other teams after he shut us out 5-0. So, and then regarding Mr. Hardman, you know, integrity and honesty, but here's the thing that I'll remember most about Jim. Everybody at some point usually says something negative, just in the course of daily actions, the course of just talking about something. In my 20 and a half years of dealing, I never heard a negative thought. There was always a positive spin on whatever it was, whether it was a horrible I-step score from whatever school we might have, or we didn't see the growth in something in a certain category. But never ever did Mr. Hardman use negativity. He used what was going to be done or where we had to go to get that corrected. So, Jim, God bless you in your future endeavors, and I will always respect that from you, that everybody I've ever known, including myself and people I see on a daily basis, always have something occasionally that'll just, man, I just wish it would have been this way with not Jim Hardman. So thank you for helping out the Crown Point Community School Corporation for 29 years.
I too will stay on the Jim train. I met Jim in 2001. I was an administrator for a different corporation, and Jim had just started his role in a new position in Crown Point. And we both happened to be at the same meeting at the old co-op on 97th in Crown Point. That's when I first met Jim, so we go back quite a ways. But Jim, I don't want to talk too much about what you've done as a professional. You've done a lot. You've done a lot for this corporation. You've done a lot for teachers. You've done a lot for kids. You've done a lot for administrators. But I just want to compliment you, Jim. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You're a man of faith, and that comes across every day when we work together. I saw it every day. A man of integrity, a man of intelligence. You're just so trustworthy, passionate. You've never done anything that I know of, Jim, to ever embarrass yourself, ever embarrass your family, ever embarrass the school corporation. Just you're someone, Jim, that other people should aspire to be, and I'm one of them. I aspire to be somebody like you, Jim. And I just want to tell you, you're going to hear this from somebody far greater than me, but well done, Jim Hardman. Well done. God bless you. Thank you, Jim, for everything.
All right, I hopped on the gym train early because I have a lot of things on the tail end here, but what lovely things you all have said. I mean, truly, I echo all of those things, Jim. I think the world of you. So a couple of quick things I want to echo, congratulating the softball team for state championship. Had the opportunity to attend our retirement breakfast. And if you ever want to truly get a feel for a school corporation or any corporation, attend something where you hear retirees speak and people speak about those who have given, in many cases, nearly a lifetime of service to an organization. The things that were said about the folks who have worked in our corporation and given to our students and staff and given to everything here was incredible. And hearing their sentiments about the place that they chose to work and to serve was truly phenomenal. So if you ever want to feel a really great pulse on culture, that is it. That was wonderful to attend. It was wonderful to be able to attend the Military Stoles presentation. Congratulations to all of our students who have chosen to serve their country. That is truly phenomenal. I missed graduation, so thank you everyone for representing that, and well done on the date change yet again. The intern luncheon, it was amazing to see Mrs. Vega at the high school continue to grow that program. and shows the strength that our students and our corporation has with the businesses that are local, not only in Crown Point, but in Northwest Indiana. That is an outstanding program and opportunity for our students. And I want to thank all of our students, staff, faculty, everyone in our buildings, everyone who has contributed to an absolutely amazing school year. This one's finally over and time to get ready for the next.
Well said, everybody. Everybody did a great job. I too want to recognize the softball team, just the achievement they accomplished, all the hard work. I mean, some of those players probably started at 5, 6, 7 years old and just truly dedicated, hoping for that moment, and those coaches. So congratulations to all of you. Mr. Hardman, I hope you feel loved. I hope you feel honored tonight with all the statements and the comments, and all of them are true. And I think in particular, the comments that Mr. Vassar had stated stick out to me as well. Just a person of high integrity. You walk out your faith. It's a rare thing anymore to see an individual do that. So I commend you on that. You let your yeses be yes, your no's be no's. You are a great listener. I don't think anybody said that. I'll tell you, I don't know if there's a better listener. You just listen and you absorb and you speak and you're intentional with your words. So thank you for all your service to the school, and we hope and pray for you as well, that you have blessing and favor and find happiness on the other side of things after all these years of service, not just to our school corporation, but to other schools as well. So we appreciate you and we thank you, and I don't think there's a better way to end it. So look for a motion to adjourn. So moved by Mr. Angel and second by Ms. Bazin. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Vote carries 5-0. Thank you.